Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to show you a little fault that I've got with my Twintop. Okay, so this is an extremely common problem on the Astra H and some of the similar models such as the Zafira. But basically the problem is the fan only works on speed 4. All the other settings, there's nothing there at all. So in this little video I'm going to show you how we go about fixing it, and it's basically down to a resistor pack that is inside the heater system, which is hidden inside behind the glove box. So I shall go ahead now and show you how we do it. Okay, so to do this job we're going to need some tools. Now I'm doing this video after I've done all the other videos. This is the old speed controller which I've already removed. And I realised when I got to the end of the video I'd not actually shown you anything regarding the tools that I'm going to use. So these are the tools that you're going to need to do the job. So first of all is a Torx T20 for undoing the screws for the glove box, which you'll see shortly when you get back to the video. You need a screwdriver. You don't need the Phillips end, you need the flat end, which again I'll show you how you use that later on. You need some kind of little ratchet for obviously for your Torx. You don't have to use a small one, I just use the mini one because it just makes things easier. I also use an extension bar, this little adapter so that I could use the that Torx on the small ratchet. I also removed the pollen filter, which you'll see later in the video, and it's a funny size on mine. I don't know if it's meant to be, but again you'll see that later in the video, so keep watching. Also some type of little torch. I use this little LED one. There we go. Obviously you can use any torch you want or whatever you want, but some kind of torch is definitely needed because it is dark up behind the dashboard. You'll definitely not be able to do the job without some kind of light to see what you're doing. Alright then guys, so on with the video. Okay, so the first thing you have to do is remove the glove box from the car, and the way we do that is you've got these 4 Torx screws, one in the top corner, one just down there, which for some reason is actually already partially undone. So that's interesting. There's one up there and then there's one down there as well. And to do those you need one of these, which is a T20 Torx socket, and you just basically, as you do, unscrew those, and the next stage after that will be to just pop out the glove box light, which is there. So I shall show you that when we get to it. See you in a sec. Okay guys, so I've undone the screws. I've kept the screws there in the centre console bit, just so that I don't lose them. The fourth one I couldn't actually get out. It's still there. I've realised that you don't actually have to remove the light. There is enough slack in the cable to just be able to pull the glove box forward, and then you can actually get to the plug of the glove box light and unplug it like that, and then just move the glove box out of the way, and here we have access to behind the dashboard. So let's carry on and I'll show you what we do next. So I've now got the glove box removed, and you can now see behind the behind the glove box, and this is what you get. Now this particular Twintop of mine has got this aftermarket Parrot kit, so there's this extra blue box in there which I believe is part of the Parrot kit. So obviously you guys probably won't have that, so I've probably got that which is in the way, which other people might not get. Now the actual speed controller is right up here, right up on the top. If I just move these cables out of the way, sorry about my hand being in the camera, it's there, my finger's just pointing to it, so that's where it is, up on the top. Now in another similar video that another guy did quite a few years ago, which I watched before I did this one on my own, he's actually removed those 2 bolts to take the cover off to get into the pollen filter, and he's actually gone in that way and pushed the resistor up from underneath. So I might actually do that myself as well. One reason for that is I want to check my pollen filter if it needs changing anyway. So all you do is then just undo those 2 little bolts, and then that cover comes off to access it. So that's what I'm going to do next, so I'll see you in a sec. Okay, so I've removed the little blue box for my Parrot kit. It was glued on up there with a big sticky pad, so I've just unstuck that. I am going to try and get into the pollen filter, and I've noticed that these little bolts here are a very weird size. A 5mm is too small, and a 6mm is too big. So I'm having to use a 7/32, a 7/32 imperial size rather than metric, which is kind of a bit strange, but there you go. And that is that's unscrewing then, and then I'll be able to get into the pollen filter again. Put my little screws in the centre console piece. Sorry for the shaky camera work. Would be nice to get some kind of little tripod at some point so that I can do these kind of videos with the camera not moving around all over the place. So I'll carry on and just do this, and then I'll be back in a sec. Right guys, so I got that little access cover off, which looks like this. Got that off of there, and I think in the process I've accidentally broken off one of the tabs, which wasn't intentional. It was obviously very, very weak and brittle, and it's ended up snapping off. So I'm gonna have to find where that's gone and maybe just look at gluing that back on, which is a bit annoying. The pollen filter, yeah, probably is ready for replacing. It's supposed to be nice bright white, and it's looking a bit grey, so I'll probably replace that. I do suffer from hay fever, so it's definitely an advantage for me to have a nice working pollen filter. And obviously if it's a bit blocked, it's going to reduce airflow. So now that that cover is removed, you can look up inside there and you can actually see the speed controller from inside. So there we go. So I'm going to have a go at pushing that up from underneath. Should make it a bit easier. Alright, let's crack on. Right guys, so the next little bit I've done is I managed to push it up a bit. I've had to squeeze a screwdriver in and just kind of like prise it up a little bit. So as you can see, managing to get it moving and getting it coming up. And then the final bit of pushing I'll do from inside. I'll put my hand up inside there and push it up from inside. I've already disconnected 2 of the cables. One of them is the red, which is that one, the white plug, and I've just shoved that around there out of the way. And then the other one is the black, which again I've just put down out of the way so it's not in my way. So I'll carry on getting this out, and then we'll start installing the new one. So see you shortly. Right guys, we're getting somewhere. I've actually got it unplugged now. Now me personally, I actually found that pushing up from inside wasn't actually working for me. As I said, this other video that I'd found previously, the guy put his hand up inside and was pushing it from underneath. I couldn't actually get it to come out doing that. I don't know if you know, mine was just sat stiffer within the box and I just couldn't get it to move or what. So what I've ended up doing is just putting more and more force with a screwdriver underneath that lip and just push until it finally popped out. So hopefully now it's good to yeah, good to go. So I'll just unplug the last plug and then I'll go and fetch the new one. Right guys, one little thing I'm just going to show you is when you're removing the big plug which goes in there, it's actually held in really quite tight. It slots in at both sides. See those little squares, rectangles? That's where the plug actually clicks in really quite tight. So what I found I had to do was get a screwdriver down the side of the plug and just push the plastic back a little bit both sides, because as I said, it was so tight. Just had to pry it out a little bit. So yeah, just a little bit of advice, just something to be aware of. Okay, on we go. Okay guys, so I've got the old resistor speed controller unit removed, which is there, and I have the new one here, fresh from the box. I went for one off eBay for $9.99 including postage, so it's not a genuine Vauxhall part, but putting it side by side with the old one, it looks identical. The only thing I have noticed is obviously it's got this black surround. I don't know if this is for use in maybe a different model of car that this also fits. Maybe there's a different model of car where that actually is used. So obviously I just need to unclip that, and then I can get the actual bit ready to reinstall. So yeah, I'll show you the reinstallation process very shortly. Oh, I found the bit which I accidentally broke off the pollen filter housing as well, which is a bit annoying because as I've shown in the video, I actually didn't have to remove this part at all to get the old one out. But I've seen that my pollen filter needs replacing anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to super glue that, and then I can it'll be good enough. It's not exactly a major critical part, so I should get away with just using some strong super glue on that rather than having to replace it. But yeah, just a word of warning guys, you know, especially now these cars are a bit older, some of these bits are probably a little bit, you know, brittle with age. You know, mine's a 2009, it's now 2022, so it's, you know, it's getting on in age a little bit, so just be careful with things like this. They can easily break. I didn't put much pressure on it at all and it snapped, so little word of warning. Alright guys, let's continue. Right, so as you can see, that bit does just unclip. As I say, it must be something so it can fit in a different vehicle, like a Zafira or something, I really don't know. So keep that in the box. And this is my nice new shiny speed control. You can see the difference with how shiny it is inside. The old one's obviously quite mucky and gammy inside, and this one's all nice and clean and fresh and shiny. So let's go and get it fitted. Right then guys, I've got the new one installed, all in position. Now a little word of warning, make sure you test it before you put all your glove box and everything back together. I've just tested it and it didn't work, so I've just unattached the red cable and re-plugged it back in just to make sure it was attached correctly. It felt like it had clicked into position properly, but I tested it and it didn't work. Luckily I'd not put anything back together, but now speed 1, speed 2, speed 3, speed 4. So there we go, sorted. So yeah, don't do what I very nearly did. I very nearly put the glove box all back in and put it all back together, and then I would have had to have taken it all back out. So make sure that once you've installed it, check it works before you go any further. Alright then guys, so next thing I need to do is obviously put back my pollen filter. I'm just going to put the old one back in for now, put the cover back on, put the bits back in. The glove box will obviously just be a repeat, you know, back to front of the procedure to take it out, and then that's another little job done for today. So yeah, one little thing I noticed as well, this little cover which I haven't repaired yet, there's actually signs on there that it's been glued before. So where I thought I'd broke it, it looks like somebody broke it previously, had glued it but not glued it very well. So I've not actually broken it, somebody else did before in the past. I'm going to say I was really surprised when it snapped because I was really gentle with it. So there you go, somebody had done it before me, so it's not my fault. Also, I'm glad I'd not hoovered the floor. I did give the car a wash yesterday, but I've not hoovered, and I'm glad I didn't, because when I pulled the pollen filter out, loads of muck came out. Obviously it's a filter to stop muck coming through into the cabin. So yeah, don't do this job after you've just hoovered your interior. Make sure you hoover your interior after the job. Alright then guys, so what I'll do is get this uploaded. Thanks a lot for watching, hope you found it useful. I am going to do more tinkering videos as I'm doing jobs on my other projects, and hope you enjoy them. So please like, browse, subscribe, share the videos with your friends, and thanks a lot for watching. Cheers guys, bye.